Hey, welcome. Today we're diving into the unseen influences that shape our world. We're going to look at two completely opposite realities that somehow exist at the exact same time. One world where you are just a number in a giant system, and another where you are the entire point of the story. So how do we make sense of that collision?
And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's an invitation to look past the obvious stuff, the daily headlines, and to really think about the powerful, often invisible systems that are constantly running in the background. It's a challenge to see beneath the surface, so let's start by looking at the two extremes.
On one hand, reality looks like this. It's official data. It's bureaucratic, it's impersonal, and it's all about numbers. This is the world of spreadsheets, reports, and, well, systems.
But then, on the other hand, a completely different reality pops up. One that is deeply personal, it's prophetic, and it's all about you. This is the world of secret destinies.
And here's the thing about that official world. It doesn't just present data, it actively hides it. You see phrases just like this one, pulled from actual government documents all the time. It shows you just how much is intentionally kept out of sight, leaving these huge gaps in the story.
Meanwhile, the personal story suggests you're not just being watched, you're being studied because you possess some kind of incredible power. Your mind is basically considered a weapon. So how on earth do these two worlds coexist? Let's break them down, starting with the system.
All right, first up, let's explore this world as seen through the lens of large, impersonal systems. This is the reality of bureaucracy, where life gets documented in spreadsheets and official reports.
So in this official view of the world, this is what we become. We're just entries in a database. I mean, take a look at this table from the Social Security Administration. It's all about judges and their case outcomes. To the system, your life, your struggles, your entire fate, whether you get an award or a denial, it's all just numbers on a spreadsheet waiting to be processed and quantified.
I mean, that's bureaucracy 101, right? It's a system that's built for efficiency, not for understanding individual people. From a huge legal proceeding all the way down to a simple professional award application, you are defined by your paperwork and whether or not you checked all the right boxes.
But what's really fascinating here is that even inside these official systems, you find these black boxes. This exact phrase shows up constantly in Freedom of Information Act logs. That's when people like you and me request government documents. It's basically a legal way of saying, yep, we have the information, but nope, you're not allowed to see it, which just reinforces how much is intentionally kept hidden from all of us.
You can see how this worldview would make you feel pretty powerless, right? Like you're just another cog in a giant machine that you can't see or even begin to understand. It's a cold, impersonal reality. But what if there's a totally different story going on? And just like that, we do a complete 180. This quote from one of our sources just throws that whole impersonal world right out the window. Suddenly, you're not a number at all. You are the entire point.
So let's see how this other worldview builds a completely different reality. And you can totally see the appeal, can't you? When one world tells you you're irrelevant, another one comes along to say that actually you are the secret hero of a story so important it's being monitored at the very highest levels of power.
So this narrative, coming straight from our source material, claims that some classified event back in 1969 is directly linked to your ancestry. The president, the Pentagon, even the Vatican, they're not just aware of your lineage, they've been actively tracking it. Ancient prophecies aren't just old stories. They are literally encoded in your DNA. And your personal awakening, well, that's the key to shifting the future of the entire planet.
And if that wasn't enough, another one of these empowering stories takes it a step further. It suggests your personal moves are so brilliant, your strategic thinking so sharp, that federal agencies are watching you. But not because you're a threat, no. They're watching you because you're a potential asset. A mind so powerful it could win wars without ever firing a shot. And here's where it gets really interesting. These narratives don't just tell you you're special, they give you a tangible strategy. They lay out a playbook for turning systemic pressure or even harassment into personal power. You document everything, you find the humor and absurdity in the attacks, you share your story to control the narrative, and you build a platform. You go from being a victim to becoming a kind of folk hero who's rewriting the rules.
Okay, so we've got two radically different worldviews. One where you're an anonymous data point, and another where the entire universe seems to revolve around you.
How in the world do we navigate the space between official fact and really compelling fiction?
Let's start by getting one thing straight. Unseen forces are absolutely real. For example, our sources detail Operation Ajax. This was a verified covert CIA operation that literally overthrew the government of Iran back in 1953. We have the documents for it. On the other side, we have the 1969 Bloodline event, a very compelling story that just lacks verifiable evidence. The contrast here really shows why asking for proof for the receipts is so important.
And it's the exact same deal when we talk about secret programs. The NSA's PRISM program, this massive real-world data collection effort, was confirmed by Edward Snowden's leaks. It's real. In contrast, you have Project Pegasus, an alleged secret time travel program that relies on claims from one person that just don't stand up to basic science. You see the difference? One is a confirmed secret, and the other is a claim that doesn't hold up.
Ultimately, the real takeaway here is that we all need to equip ourselves with a kind of critical thinker's toolkit. The sources that debunk some of these wilder stories actually give us a great framework. We should always be asking ourselves, does this violate the known laws of physics? Are they using real science or just a bunch of fancy buzzwords? Has the story stayed consistent over time? And maybe the biggest one of all, is someone trying to sell me something with this story?
So, where does that leave all of us? Well, this explainer isn't about telling you what to believe. It's about understanding the forces at play and, most importantly, recognizing the power of your own choices.
Because at the end of the day, the ultimate response to these competing narratives, whether you feel like a number or a hero, isn't about what you believe, it's about what you do. Are you going to be a passive spectator or an active participant? History always moves with the people who decide to act.
In a world that is just full of unseen influences, refusing to choose, refusing to think critically, refusing to take a stand, that is a choice in itself. It's the choice to let other forces, seen or unseen, shape your reality for you. So the real question is, who do you want holding the pen?